You know, most people think losing strength after 60 is just part of getting older. They think weak legs, slow movements, and shrinking muscles are inevitable. But what if I told you that's not true? What if the real reason so many people over 60 struggle with mobility, balance, and muscle loss isn't age at all, but breakfast? Yes, breakfast. The very first meal of your day might be slowly destroying your muscles without you even realizing it. And today, I'm going to show you the exact kind of breakfast that can literally turn that around, rebuild your strength, and start fighting off muscle loss in as little as 24 hours. It's simple, delicious, and based on powerful science most people have never heard of. So before you pour that cereal or butter that toast, listen closely, because what you eat first thing in the morning can make or break your muscle health after 60. Here's something most people don't realize. Around the age of 60, your body naturally starts losing muscle mass at a much faster rate, a condition known as sarcopenia. It's not just about looking smaller or feeling weaker. It affects your balance, your posture, your ability to walk upstairs, to carry groceries, to get up from a chair without holding onto something. It's a slow, quiet process that sneaks up on you, but here's the good news. It's not irreversible. In fact, you can slow it down and even reverse it just by changing what's on your plate in the morning. See, your body rebuilds muscle through a process called protein synthesis. It's like construction work happening inside your body, and the workers are your muscle cells. But for them to build, they need high quality building materials, and that comes from protein and specific amino acids. The problem is most people over 60 aren't getting enough protein at breakfast. They might have tea and toast, or maybe a little fruit, or just coffee. That's not enough to activate muscle repair. You need a strong protein-rich start to switch on that muscle building signal. Here's the thing. Studies show that your body becomes less responsive to protein as you age. So while a younger person might get a good muscle boost from a small amount, older adults need more of it to trigger that same effect. It's called anabolic resistance. Think of it like turning up the volume on your stereo. Your body needs a stronger signal to hear it. So if your breakfast is low in protein, your muscles never get the message to grow. And that's exactly why muscle loss accelerates with age. Imagine starting your day with the kind of breakfast that flips that switch on. A meal that feeds your muscles the exact nutrients they're craving. A breakfast that actually stops sarcopenia in its tracks. What would that look like? It's not complicated. It doesn't require fancy supplements or expensive powders. It's as simple as combining 3 powerful foods in the right proportions. The first food is eggs, nature's most complete protein source. Each egg contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to rebuild muscle. But more importantly, eggs are rich in leucine, an amino acid that acts like a trigger for muscle protein synthesis. When you eat eggs in the morning, you're basically sending your muscles a wake-up call that says, it's time to build. Studies show that older adults who consume eggs or high leucine foods at breakfast experience stronger muscle growth and improved leg strength within days. Now, I know some people worry about cholesterol, but let me tell you something. The cholesterol in eggs isn't the enemy. In fact, cholesterol is the building block for hormones like testosterone and estrogen, which are crucial for muscle repair and recovery. Unless your doctor has told you otherwise, a few eggs a day can actually support muscle and hormonal health, not harm it. But here's the key. You can't just eat eggs alone and expect miracles. You need to pair them with the right companions to boost absorption and balance your metabolism. That's where the second powerhouse comes in: Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. These dairy proteins are loaded with casein and whey, two types of protein that digest at different speeds. Whey kicks in fast, stimulating muscle repair right away, while casein provides a slow release of amino acids throughout the day. This one-two punch keeps your muscles nourished for hours after breakfast. If you mix Greek yogurt with a couple of boiled eggs or a scrambled egg bowl, you're setting yourself up for a steady stream of energy and muscle repair that lasts well into lunchtime. And the third ingredient, something most people never think about when it comes to muscle health: vitamin D and omega-3s, the best source. A small serving of salmon or sardines, or even a drizzle of flaxseed oil if you prefer plant-based options. Omega-3 fatty acids help your muscles respond better to protein, making them more efficient at rebuilding tissue. Vitamin D, on the other hand, plays a critical role in muscle contraction and strength. Many people over 60 are deficient in it without even realizing it, and that deficiency alone can weaken your legs and slow your reflexes. So picture this: your perfect anti-sarcopenia breakfast might be 2 scrambled eggs cooked in olive oil, a small bowl of Greek yogurt with some berries, and a side of smoked salmon or avocado toast. Within hours, your muscles begin absorbing amino acids, your blood sugar stabilizes, your metabolism kicks up, and your body shifts into repair mode. You'll notice your legs feel steadier, your energy lasts longer, and even your mood improves. That's because protein-rich breakfasts also support dopamine production, the brain's motivation chemical. Let's talk about why this specific combination works so fast. When you wake up, your body has been fasting overnight for about 8 to 10 hours. That means your muscles are hungry, not just for calories, but for amino acids. If your first meal doesn't supply enough, your body might start breaking down muscle tissue to get them. That's why that high protein, high leucine breakfast is so critical. It stops the muscle breakdown immediately and shifts your body into rebuilding mode. There's another little known factor here, too: the timing of your protein intake. Most people load up on protein at dinner, but your body can only absorb and utilize so much at once. By spreading your protein evenly throughout the day and starting strong with breakfast, you keep that muscle building signal active all day long. Research shows that people who eat at least 25-30 grams of protein at breakfast have greater leg strength, better mobility, and less fatigue, even without changing their exercise routine. And speaking of exercise, pairing this breakfast with simple movement can double the effect. You don't need heavy weights or gym machines. Just 10 minutes of leg activation, like squats, calf raises, or even a brisk morning walk, helps shuttle those amino acids directly into your muscle fibers where they can do the most good. It's like giving your muscles both the materials and the motivation to grow. What's fascinating is how quickly your body responds once it gets what it needs. Many people report feeling stronger and more stable after just one day of eating this kind of breakfast. That's not magic. It's biology. The combination of amino acids, healthy fats, and vitamin D starts improving muscle function almost immediately. Your cells become more sensitive to insulin, energy flows better, and inflammation goes down. All of this creates the perfect environment for muscle recovery and strength. Another thing people don't talk about enough is hydration. Muscle tissue is about 75% water, and dehydration can make you feel weaker, stiffer, and more prone to cramps. So, While you're making that breakfast, make sure to start your day with a full glass of water, preferably with a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon. It wakes up your digestive system and supports better nutrient absorption. I want to address something I hear all the time. I've tried eating better, but I still feel weak. If that's you, it's not your fault. The truth is, it's not just about eating more. It's about eating smarter. Many people think they're eating protein, but they're choosing foods that don't deliver enough of the right amino acids. For example, oatmeal or fruit might be healthy, but on their own, they won't stop muscle loss. You need foods that specifically contain leucine, vitamin D, and omega-3s, all critical players in keeping your muscles strong. And don't underestimate the power of consistency. This breakfast isn't a one-time fix. It's a signal you send your body every morning saying, "We're building strength today." Over time, this becomes your new baseline: stronger muscles, better balance, improved mood, and a faster metabolism. Imagine waking up, feeling steady as you stand up from bed, walking down the stairs without holding the railing, or carrying groceries without strain. That's the difference between merely aging and aging strong. There's also an emotional side to this that no one talks about. Sarcopenia doesn't just steal your muscle, it steals your confidence. It makes you second-guess simple movements. It makes you avoid walks, skip stairs, and slowly do less and less. But the moment your body starts feeling stronger, everything changes. You start moving more, your posture straightens, your energy returns. It's a ripple effect that begins with the first meal of the day. If you want to take it even further, you can add a few small tweaks that make this breakfast even more powerful. A sprinkle of turmeric for its anti-inflammatory properties, a handful of spinach for magnesium, a slice of whole grain bread for slow-release energy, and a dash of black pepper to enhance nutrient absorption. Each of these tiny upgrades makes a huge difference over time. And remember, breakfast isn't just about food. It's about setting the tone for your day. When you feed your body right first thing in the morning, your blood sugar stays stable, your cravings disappear, and you make better choices all day long. That's how habits stick. You don't need willpower, you just need the right start. If you've been skipping breakfast or relying on something quick and sugary, your body's been running on fumes. That's why you feel sluggish in the morning or crave carbs mid-morning. Once you switch to this muscle-building breakfast, you'll notice those cravings disappear. Your energy stays steady, your mind feels clearer, and your legs start feeling alive again. That's your body thanking you. It's truly amazing what happens when you give your body what it's been missing. Protein doesn't just rebuild muscle, it helps repair skin, hair, joints, and even your immune system. So while you're strengthening your legs, you're also supporting your whole body from the inside out. Think of this as a full body reset, starting with one simple breakfast. And if you're wondering, do I have to eat the same thing every day? Absolutely not. You can switch it up one morning, scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado. The next, a Greek yogurt parfait with walnuts and chia seeds. Another day, a smoked salmon omelette with a side of cottage cheese. As long as you keep the protein strong and the ingredients whole, your body will keep responding. You might notice within a week that your legs feel more stable when you get up from a chair, that walking feels easier, that your clothes fit differently. Those small wins are huge signs that your muscle fibers are waking up again. You're literally reversing years of decline just by changing how you start your day. And it doesn't stop there. Better muscle health means better metabolism. Muscles burn calories even when you're resting, so the more lean muscle you build, the more efficiently your body uses energy. That's why people who eat protein-rich breakfasts often notice their belly fat shrinking and their energy lasting all day. It's all connected. I know it sounds simple, but that's the beauty of it. You don't need complicated supplements or fancy diets to fight sarcopenia. You just need to give your body the raw materials it's been begging for. Every bite of that breakfast is like sending reinforcements to your muscles. With each passing day, they grow stronger. Your posture improves, your balance steadies, and your confidence returns. Think of it this way. You've spent decades giving to your family, your work, your responsibilities. Now it's time to give back to your body, because the truth is, aging doesn't have to mean losing strength. It can mean gaining wisdom and power. You deserve to feel strong in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. You deserve to wake up and feel like your body's working with you, not against you. And it all starts with what you put on your plate tomorrow morning. The next time you think breakfast doesn't matter, remember this: every meal is either feeding your strength or feeding your weakness. Choose strength. Choose nourishment. Choose to wake up your muscles, because one good breakfast can change everything from your energy to your confidence to the way you move through your day. And the best part, it's never too late to start. That's the real secret most people miss when they think about rebuilding strength after 60. It's not about big, dramatic transformations overnight. It's about those small, consistent daily improvements that quietly build up into something powerful. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights to see results. You just have to keep showing up for yourself, day after day, in small but meaningful ways. Because every little action you take, every nutritious breakfast, every stretch, every step you walk, every glass of water you drink, each one is like a brick in the foundation of your new, stronger body. It's the accumulation of these tiny, seemingly insignificant moments that completely transform your strength and vitality over time. Most people over 60 give up because they think the progress is too slow, but what they don't realize is that the body is still listening, still responding, still adapting. It just moves at a gentler pace now. But once you commit to these small, steady habits, the results begin to show in ways you can feel even before you can see them. You might wake up one morning and realize your legs don't ache the same way they used to, or that you can bend down to pick something up without that familiar stiffness. Maybe you walk a little farther without getting winded, or notice that your balance feels steadier when you're standing in the kitchen. Those are the first whispers of progress, the quiet proof that your body is responding to your consistency. It's never about perfection. It's about persistence. You see, your muscles thrive on repetition and routine. They don't care if your movements are small. They care that you keep them moving. When you feed your muscles right, move them regularly, and rest them properly, they respond, even if you're starting from scratch. The key is to remove the all or nothing mindset and replace it with an all the time mindset. Because every day you show up for yourself, even just a little, your body takes note. The science behind this is fascinating. Muscle fibers rebuild gradually, not suddenly. Each time you engage them, you create tiny tears that heal stronger than before. But the process only continues if you keep stimulating them regularly. Miss too many days, and your body assumes the extra strength isn't needed anymore, so it lets go of what it's built. That's why consistency matters so much more than intensity. Even just a few minutes of daily activity is enough to keep your muscles engaged and growing stronger. It's like keeping the engine of your car running smoothly. You don't need to drive fast. You just need to keep it moving so it doesn't rust. What's amazing is how your mind starts to change with your body. As your strength grows, so does your confidence. You begin to trust your body again. You start feeling capable instead of cautious. You stop worrying about falling, about being too old, about slowing down. Instead, you start thinking, what else can I do? That mindset shift is the true foundation of lasting change. It's not just physical. It's deeply emotional. Because every time you choose to move, to eat better, to stretch, to hydrate, you're sending yourself a message, I'm not giving up on my body. And your body responds by saying, thank you. I'm still here. Let's keep going. Even your smallest improvements send ripples through every system in your body. When your leg muscles get stronger, your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood. When you build a little more endurance, your lungs expand more fully, improving oxygen flow. When your balance improves, your joints experience less strain. And all of that adds up, not in days, but in weeks and months. It's like compound interest, but for your health. Every small deposit you make adds up to exponential growth. You don't notice it at first, but one day you realize that you've gone from struggling to stand from a chair to standing effortlessly. That's what small daily improvements can do. You might start by walking 5 minutes a day, then 10, then 15. At first, it feels like nothing's changing, but inside your mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells, are multiplying. Your circulation is improving. Your coordination is sharpening. Your muscles are learning to communicate with your brain more efficiently. You might not see it, but your body is busy transforming beneath the surface. And when you pair that consistency with good nutrition, especially a protein-rich breakfast like we talked about earlier, you're fueling that transformation even faster. Because now your body not only has the signal to grow stronger, it has the materials to do it. The beauty of small, consistent effort is that it doesn't overwhelm you. You don't have to make drastic lifestyle changes or follow impossible fitness plans. You just build slowly, like stacking one success on top of another. You take your vitamins, eat your protein, move your body, drink your water, get your rest. Each one of those actions might seem small, but they're all part of the same conversation your body is having with itself. A conversation that says, we're getting stronger today. Over time, those small improvements start to overlap, reinforcing one another until the difference becomes undeniable. And here's the secret that most people over 60 forget. Your body still wants to heal. It still wants to grow. It still wants to adapt. You just have to give it consistent reasons to do so. When you stop moving, your body assumes you don't need strength anymore. But the moment you start, even with something as simple as a short walk or light stretching, it gets the message that strength is still required. The body doesn't forget how to build muscle. It just needs to be reminded. Think of it like waking up a sleeping friend. You don't shake them violently, you just nudge them gently every day until they're fully awake. Consistency also builds trust with yourself. Every time you stick to a habit, even when it's small, you're telling yourself, I can do this. That self-trust becomes the foundation for bigger goals later on. Maybe today you're just focusing on having a proper breakfast, but in a month you might feel inspired to add a short strength routine. Then maybe you'll start going for walks in the evening or stretching before bed. These little habits stack up until they form a lifestyle that supports strength naturally. It's not about discipline, it's about momentum. You see, motivation fades, but momentum builds. Once you start seeing even the tiniest results, feeling steadier on your feet, noticing less stiffness, waking up with more energy, it fuels you to keep going. That's the beautiful part about small improvements. They feed your motivation. You stop needing external push because your own progress becomes your motivation. You start looking forward to moving, to eating well, to seeing how your body will reward you next. It becomes part of your identity instead of a chore. When you focus on consistency, you also learn patience. You stop comparing yourself to your younger self or to other people. You understand that progress looks different now, but it's still progress. Maybe it takes a little longer to see changes, but those changes are deeper, more sustainable, more meaningful. You're not chasing quick fixes anymore. You're building a foundation for lasting vitality. You're not just trying to survive aging. You're trying to thrive through it. The key is to stay curious about your progress instead of critical. Every morning, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today to move forward? Maybe it's adding one more boiled egg to breakfast. Maybe it's walking an extra block. Maybe it's practicing standing on one leg for balance. It doesn't matter how small it seems. What matters is that it's consistent, because each one of those actions adds another thread to the fabric of your strength. And the more threads you weave, the stronger the whole fabric becomes. There's also something powerful about the rhythm of daily routines. The body loves rhythm. It thrives on regularity. When you eat, move, and rest around the same times each day, your hormones, digestion, and metabolism all start sensing in harmony. Your body starts to anticipate nourishment and activity. That's when you begin to feel steady energy throughout the day instead of highs and crashes. That's when your muscles start absorbing nutrients more efficiently. That's when recovery improves. You become your own steady rhythm, and that consistency amplifies your results. It's easy to underestimate the power of small choices because the world often glorifies extremes, extreme workouts, extreme diets, extreme results. But real, lasting strength comes from quiet consistency, from the daily decisions that no one sees. It's in choosing to stand up instead of sit down. It's in choosing to make that protein-rich breakfast instead of skipping it. It's in choosing to stretch your legs while watching TV instead of staying still. Those moments don't make headlines, but they make history in your body. And the most rewarding part, you start to notice your resilience growing. Things that used to feel exhausting start to feel easy. Climbing stairs feels smoother. Getting up from the floor feels effortless. Carrying groceries feels lighter. Even your sleep improves because your body's working efficiently again. That's the magic of consistent effort. It reshapes your entire experience of aging. It doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for motivation to start. But motivation doesn't create consistency. Consistency creates motivation. You'll never feel fully ready. You just have to start small and trust that every effort counts. Because it does. Science shows that even 5 minutes of daily physical activity can increase circulation, strengthen the heart, and stimulate muscle fibers. Just 5 minutes. Imagine what happens when you keep that up every day for weeks or months. It's like watering a plant. You might not see it growing every day, but the roots are deepening beneath the surface. That's what small improvements do for your body. They grow invisible strength first. The strength in your tissues, in your circulation, in your mindset. And then one day, the results bloom into something you can see and feel, but you have to give them time. Your body isn't broken. It just needs consistency to remember how strong it can be. Every day you wake up and do one small thing for your health, you're rewriting your story of aging. You're proving that growth doesn't stop at 60. It just changes shape. What's most empowering is realizing that these small, daily improvements are fully within your control. You don't need expensive equipment, a gym membership, or complicated routines. You just need to show up, even on days you don't feel like it, especially on those days, because that's when it counts the most. Every small action you take when it's hard strengthens not just your body, but your discipline, your mindset, your willpower. It builds the inner strength that carries you through every stage of life. And the beautiful thing about small improvements is that they never stop paying off. The more consistent you are, the easier it gets. Your habits start running on autopilot. Your choices become natural. You start feeling lighter, stronger, and more alive because you've built that strength one day at a time. That's how transformation happens. Not with giant leaps, but with steady, unwavering steps in the right direction every single day. And the truth is, one of the biggest hidden roadblocks to strong, healthy muscles after 60 is something that most people consume every single day without even realizing the damage it's causing. Excess sugar. It doesn't just affect your waistline or your blood sugar levels. It directly interferes with how your body uses amino acids, the very building blocks of muscle. You could be eating the perfect high protein breakfast, doing light exercise, and still not seeing the strength improvements you expect. All because sugar is silently hijacking the process that helps your muscles repair and grow. It's not just about the sweet taste or the calories. It's what sugar does on a cellular level that makes it such a sneaky enemy of muscle health. When you eat sugar, your body responds by releasing insulin, a hormone that helps shuttle glucose into your cells to be used for energy. That's normal and healthy in small amounts. But when sugar intake becomes excessive, especially when it's refined or hidden in processed foods, your body's insulin response becomes overwhelmed. The more often your insulin spikes, the less responsive your cells become to it, leading to a condition called insulin resistance. And this is where the problem with muscle strength begins. Insulin isn't just about blood sugar. It's also responsible for carrying amino acids into your muscle cells. When your cells stop responding properly to insulin, those amino acids can't get into the muscle tissue where they're needed. Instead of being used for repair and growth, they linger in the bloodstream or get converted into something else entirely. That means even if you're eating protein, rich foods like eggs, yogurt, or fish, the muscles might not be absorbing what they need to rebuild. You could be feeding your body the right materials, but blocking the doorway that lets them in. Over time, this leads to slower recovery, weaker legs, reduced muscle tone, and more fatigue. It's one of the main reasons why people who eat lots of sugary foods often struggle with persistent weakness despite having a decent diet otherwise. Sugar literally dulls the communication between your nutrition and your muscles. And what makes it worse is that excess sugar triggers inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation is like background noise. in your system, it distracts your body from doing its main repair work. Chronic low-grade inflammation damages the proteins and enzymes that handle amino acid metabolism, meaning the efficiency of your muscle repair drops even further. So not only does sugar block amino acid absorption, but it also disrupts how those amino acids are processed once they finally reach your cells. It's like trying to build a house with high-quality bricks while someone keeps stealing your mortar and scattering your tools. The materials are there, but the structure can't take shape. Most people don't realize how much sugar sneaks into their diet. It's not always from desserts or sodas. It's in bread, salad dressings, instant oatmeal, flavored yogurt, fruit juices, sauces, and even soups. Each small portion adds up, keeping your blood sugar elevated for long stretches of time. And when your blood sugar stays high, your insulin stays high too. Over time, the body becomes numb to it. Muscles become less sensitive to insulin's signal, which is the exact opposite of what you need if you're trying to preserve or rebuild lean tissue as you age. Another lesser-known fact is that excess sugar competes with amino acids for transport pathways in the bloodstream. When glucose levels are chronically elevated, it changes the balance of nutrient flow. Your body prioritizes managing the sugar load instead of distributing amino acids efficiently. It's almost like traffic congestion inside your veins. Too many sugar molecules clog up the system, slowing down the delivery of vital nutrients to your muscles. And because muscle cells are highly metabolically active, they feel this slowdown faster than other tissues. The result is slower recovery after activity, less efficient repair, and more muscle fatigue after even light exercise. The effects don't stop there. Sugar also affects hormones that regulate muscle growth. High sugar intake lowers testosterone and growth hormone levels, both of which are crucial for maintaining lean mass. It also raises cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. Cortisol breaks down muscle tissue for energy, especially when insulin resistance is already present. That means every time you consume large amounts of sugar, you're indirectly signaling your body to shift from muscle building mode into muscle breaking mode. You might notice that your legs feel weaker, your energy drops faster, or your endurance isn't what it used to be. These are all early signs that sugar has begun to interfere with the body's ability to use amino acids efficiently. Now, here's something fascinating. Your muscles actually act as storage units for glucose. When they're strong and healthy, they pull sugar out of your bloodstream easily and store it as glycogen for later energy use. But when you lose muscle mass, or when your muscles stop responding to insulin because of too much sugar, they stop storing glucose effectively. That means more sugar stays in your bloodstream, which worsens insulin resistance even more. It becomes a vicious cycle. Sugar weakens the muscles, and weaker muscles lead to higher blood sugar levels. Over time, this not only accelerates sarcopenia, but also increases the risk of diabetes and metabolic decline. The tricky part is that the effects of sugar on amino acid utilization are slow and subtle at first. You might not feel them immediately. You could be eating sweetened oatmeal every morning, a sugary coffee mid-morning, maybe some fruit juice with lunch, and think nothing of it because you're still getting your daily protein. But beneath the surface, your muscle cells are struggling to absorb those amino acids properly. You're feeding your muscles on one hand and starving them on the other. That's why you might see minimal strength gains, even when your diet looks healthy on paper. Reducing sugar intake changes everything. When you start cutting back, your insulin sensitivity improves. That means your cells begin listening to insulin again, opening their doors wide to let amino acids in. Suddenly, the same protein you've been eating for months starts working better. You feel stronger, you recover faster, and your muscles finally start rebuilding the way they're meant to. It's like cleaning the fog off a window. You start to see the results clearly. Your breakfast plays a massive role here because it sets the tone for your blood sugar levels all day. If you start the day with something high in sugar, like sweet cereals, pastries, or fruit juice, your blood sugar spikes early and your insulin rises with it. The rest of the day becomes a roller coaster of crashes and cravings. But if you start your morning with a low sugar, high protein meal, your body stabilizes. Amino acids get absorbed efficiently, muscles get nourished, and your energy stays steady. Over time, this small change compounds into noticeable improvements in strength and endurance. And here's an important connection. Your brain also relies on amino acids to produce neurotransmitters that regulate focus, motivation, and mood. When sugar interferes with amino acid use, your mental energy drops too. That's why people who eat a lot of sugar often experience brain fog, mood swings, and fatigue alongside muscle weakness. It's all connected. Your body and mind rely on a delicate balance between glucose and amino acids, and too much sugar throws that entire system off balance. Think about it like this: every time you eat, you're either helping or hindering your muscles' ability to rebuild. When you eat too much sugar, you're flooding your system with quick energy that burns fast and leaves little room for the slower, more complex processes like muscle synthesis. But when you cut down on sugar and focus on steady, nourishing foods, you give your body time to digest, absorb, and use those nutrients properly. That's when amino acids can finally do their job, turning into new muscle tissue, enzymes, and strength. It's not about cutting out all sweetness from your life. It's about choosing the right kinds. Natural sugars from whole fruits, for example, come packaged with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that slow down absorption and minimize insulin spikes. It's the refined, added sugars that cause trouble, the kind found in packaged foods, sauces, and drinks. Learning to recognize those hidden sugars is a powerful step toward taking back control of your muscle health. Once you start reading labels and realizing where sugar hides, you'll be shocked by how much you were unknowingly consuming. The more you reduce sugar, the more efficiently your body uses the protein you eat. The amino acids from your meals start reaching your muscles faster, triggering better repair and growth. Your energy stabilizes, your inflammation decreases, and your workouts, or even simple daily movements, start feeling easier. It's not about dieting. It's about creating the right environment inside your body for growth to happen naturally. Every time you choose a savory, balanced meal over a sweetened snack, you're strengthening your body's ability to rebuild, and as your body adjusts to lower sugar levels, your cravings begin to fade. Your taste buds reset. You start enjoying the natural sweetness of whole foods again, like the flavor of ripe fruit, the richness of yogurt, the nuttiness of whole grains. That's your body's way of thanking you. It's saying, I can finally hear my signals again. And once that happens, your metabolism becomes more efficient, your muscles start absorbing amino acids better, and you start feeling real, tangible strength return. When you understand how deeply sugar affects amino acid utilization, it becomes easier to make better choices. You realize that those moments of temptation, reaching for something sweet just to get through the afternoon, aren't worth what they take away from you. because they don't just take your energy, they take your progress. They slow down the very process you've been trying to support. When you make the switch to nourishing foods, you'll be amazed at how quickly your body responds. Within a week or two, you'll feel stronger, more stable, and more alert. Within a month, you might see noticeable differences in your endurance, your recovery, and your confidence in movement. So when you think about muscle health, don't just think about protein. Think about balance. Think about how every nutrient interacts with another. Protein builds, sugar distracts, and your job is to make sure the builders get the space they need to work. Every time you choose whole foods, reduce sugar, and focus on real nourishment, you're not depriving yourself. You're fueling your strength from the inside out, because the moment sugar steps out of the way, your amino acids can finally do what they were always meant to do: rebuild, repair, and restore the strong, resilient body that's still very much within you.